Hi, welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer Hybrid Major Glitches tournament. This is a semifinals matchup, first game of the first semifinals matchup, I believe. It's Osse101 versus prdwong. I'm Professor Render. I'll be playing solo for tonight. So, in case you're not familiar with what Hybrid Major Glitches is, for those who are tuning in for the first time and going, what's so special about Hybrid Major Glitches? It is a glitched mode where we are allowed to use glitches that are in the overworld. Plus, we've also added 4 different clips into the logic. Those being the Myra to Hera clips, Hera to Swamp clip, the Ice Palace lobby clip, and the Kiki skip, which lets you get into plot easier. Start with a can of Samaria, which is a good start if you're playing no logic, but we'll probably see it coming up later. But it was in Link's house, so we'll see 2 different starts here, I would imagine. Osse and prdwong both checking to see what the Hylia Island has, and it is a Bombos medallion. So what we're going to see from prdwong and also from Osse is that there's some weird behavior when it comes to the diagonal walls, and by doing what we call boots clips, we're able to teleport onto parts of the collision to get us into spots that we normally wouldn't be able to do in like a normal glitches mode. We get a powder from the man underneath the bridge, and prdwong grabbing the bombos there. So, and we also saw that we actually got onto Hylia Island without needing flippers or mirror or dark world access, because that is what we like to call a funny auto walk thing, where if you transition while you're on top of the transition, it actually pushes. Actually, for whatever reason, the game just throws you on the opposite side of the transition, and you actually go through various. You go through ignores all collision. I maybe like it's just an abstracted version of it, but it's pretty technical for me at least. We get bombs from, I believe that's tier 1. And we got 5 arrows from off of the hoarder. And we start with the boots because we need to do boots. We have to have those boots for the glitches. I did not see what that was. Everyone heading over to Sahasrara. One of the benefits of having boots and not pseudo boots, also map check. I saw a pendant on Hera. Green pendant is going to be on Thieves Town, and here's another medallion. Here's an ether medallion just hanging out in the mushroom spot. Oh, and there's flippers, so we can get that powder out of in Weapon Logic, and also there's a flute nearby as well. Which in major glitches we don't really necessarily need it. It's nice to have, but we can take it one step further with blue potions and something called fake flutes. It's part of the a family of glitches known as Yuzuri's Bardo Adventure, also known as YBA for short. By transitioning and then using the bottle at the same time, different effects could happen. But in the case of the blue potion, if you're doing it in the overworld, it gives you a flute, and it lets you flute anywhere within. It lets you flute within both light and dark, but it'll take you to, I believe, it will take you to the light world equivalent up until you transition in the dark world. I might be wrong about that. If someone could clarify in the chat, that would be really nice. So it's just a red rupee. Never mind. So we're going through Kakariko. This is typical Kakariko. Nothing too special. Okay, we're getting bombs from out of the first chest there. prdwong will get the Ether Medallion after getting the Bombos Medallion off of Hylia Island. Get a cape. Could lead to Ag. Well, not really lead to Aga, because all we really need to see for that, if for Aga to be required, is if there was something on the ledge, because if we can get, all we really need is a Moon Pearl to get into Dark World proper. Okay, so yeah, I was right. So it is a fake light world when you transition over from the Dark World from a fake flute, then it'll take you to the Dark World proper. So it is a fake light world. Right, that's what I thought. We're gonna say sick kid here because of that bottle we got so early in Bunk Rocks. Big 300. It's nice. So we get a cape out of this, and that was entirely it. But we are gonna see. I don't know if there. I don't think Aussie has enough magic. Doesn't have magic for this. I may be wrong. There may be some magic there. But what Aussie's gonna do is actually head over to Magic Bats without needing the hammer. So we screen wrapped. We screen wrapped over to the spot where. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty nice. Actually, pretty clever of you, or clever of Aussie, that is, using a fake real powder to use this. Yeah, there was the cane we got from really early, so we're using fake real powder for this. So about the Magic Bat, by screen wrapping, by getting to the position where you screen wrap over, which is like off towards the left side of there's like a pond there, and we clip into it. You screen wrap over, and it leads you to the part where it doesn't look like it because the camera's all wonky, but you end up right on the you end up right in the spot where Magic Bat's at. You jump down, and it feels like you fall through water, but you actually end up in Magic Bat because the camera's all screwed up. And we're also at Desert Palace now because of another teleports. Or this one was a down teleport to, or sorry, not down teleport, an up teleport to get over to where Desert Palace is at. All this is in logic, by the way. This is entirely Sphere 1. prdwong won't have to worry about doing the won't have to worry about doing the powder, getting the fake real powder out, because I believe he popped his blue potion here. Okay, look back at my feed here to confirm that. Yeah, look, he did use the blue potion. All right. So he won't be able to do a fake powder, although he could just buy a blue potion right away because of the flutes that we got so early. Now, I want to say that was the second item, or if it was it was the first and Lambo has the item. I wasn't really paying attention to what Aussie's items there. So prdwong's actually doing the down teleport version of the same clip. The way we teleport about through boost clips is we use the bumps on the rock formations of the diagonal walls to line us up. And by certain positions will yield a upward and downward teleports. Typically, when it comes to down teleports, it will be like three bumps from the bottom, and sometimes it would be like there's for up teleports it'd be like one from the bottom in the case of the Desert Palace clip. Again, this cave, we're getting 3 bumps here. Okay, I saw a Pretty One's inventory that there wasn't a map in his possession, so that looked like there was 2 items. So Lambo will only have a map. We're seeing South Short from Aussie. You know, this is standard even in glitches, because yes, you still have to do South Shore within glitch modes. So we get the dam here, and the dam is only just the sunken treasure is only 20 rupees, so I'm not gonna get it because we already have Zora money. Now, I don't know when Aussie will be able to go over to get Sashwala, considering that he ended up skipping the Bombos there. And opted just to go for the Sink instead. In turn, not getting over, going over to Sashwala, we get another blue potion. We also get some blue mail. Pretty One's actually doing a boots clip method. Actually doing boots clips to over there. We're actually doing what we call a dumb jump. So if you keep boots clipping until the game throws you, it's called a dumb jump. It's pretty much acts the same way as if you were clipping, if you just jumped down doing a quick hop from a ledge. Okay, we're gonna see Aussie heading over to Ice Rock Cave. Just a piece of hearts. So, because Aussie doesn't have the flippers, he won't be able to get the he won't be able to get Waterfall Fairy. Also, without a Moon Pearl, that's also a problem. Or you could just, water walking is a thing you can actually get through without a problem. Never mind. I completely forgot about that. But we did get the final medallion though. It's Quake. So Quake get under 15 minutes, which is nice. I completely forgot you could just you can water walk and get over to there no problem. I thought you just needed a Moon Pearl for it. I guess for fake flippering, yes, but not for water walking. The more you know. All right, Zora is next. It's 50 rupees, so just a 10% cut. I guess Zora was tipping Aussie for the 500 rupees. I guess, or at least giving tip money. I don't know. Aussie is going to go ahead and do a Death Mountain Ascent, or DMA for short. So there's no number of methods of doing this. The more popular one, as we've seen throughout the tournament, is the new DMA. which lets you start from the beginning of Old Man Cave, and not you don't have to go all the way back. There are other versions of it. Prior to this one, there was a version that was that you had to move the camera enough so that the game doesn't cause you to go move ridiculously. The transition moves like ridiculously slow. But this one's a lot more consistent, and it also doesn't cause your transition to go ridiculously slow. I guess we got another boomerang, I believe we saw, but or at least I didn't see what it was, but no, we got two boomerangs. What am I talking about? I guess they're just nothing anyway. So we are now in Hera. This is the first of 3 dungeons. The first of 4 dungeons. First of 4 dungeons that, or no, 3 dungeons. Yeah, 3 dungeons. 4 dungeons? Probably 4 dungeons. That's no, it is 4 dungeons. Yeah, that's is affected by the hypermatrix glitches logic. And looks like we didn't get a big key, so it is logically locked behind Meyer. As in we have to clip from Meyer over to Hera. Because the big key is going to be it's going to be up in Hera along with the small key. Oh, prdwong's actually showing that one setup. Early is a different setup. It looks like this was the setup for. This is for Spiral Cave, if I remember this right. Because I've seen this before. It looks weird, and I believe this is one for Spiral Cave. Good. So yeah, he did a depth mounted. I don't know if he depth mounted ascended or just the flute to get up there, but it lets you get to Spiral Cave, and now they're just right next to each other. Now Ozzy and Purdy's right next to each other, although Ozzy had done more checks because of going from new DMA. So we're seeing Paradox next. Pretty straightforward, Paradox, yeah. Get a book of Medora. Lets us check the tablets. It also lets us reped. We've already seen desert, so it doesn't really open up desert. And plus, we already know we can clip there anyway, so which backs up the fact we don't need the book for desert. The bottle, which has a bee in it. I don't know if it's a good bee or not. If it's not, then we're gonna have to dump it because regular bees are useless. And we're gonna see an early. I want to say early. Yeah, we're gonna see Uncle here. This could lead to the early play for Castle. I mean, at this point, you have to. It's either you go into Hera or to go into not Hera. You go into Eastern, or you go into Escape. So prdwong is saying, you know that that hammer. Yeah, who needs a hammer? You just clip over there. That one I actually didn't know about. Actually, I might steal that. And of course, we'll probably need the hammer for we'll definitely need the hammer anyway. So Not a big deal. Get red mail here. Not really the best thing to find. Ether tablets, just 3 bombs, so no need to do anything here. And it looks like we're gonna see. I guess if Purdy One does head over there, we might see Kiki skip. Because pod's also a thing, you can have that Moon Pearl. Oh, we did get a glove there. Nice. I looked away and didn't see what it was, but it was a glove. So that's nice. We found it in the boomerang chest. It is very out of the way, though, as Arborilius is mentioning. And it's not good. It's not a good move. It's not a good glove spot. And a hook shot. Oh dear. That is not a good... That is very much required. That is... that is an awful, awful thing to see there. Okay, so Pretty One's actually going to go ahead and check out King's Tomb, looks like. Because he did clip on... He actually ended up flipping over to where Graveyard Ledge is actually at. And you can either do Graveyard Ledge or you do King's Tomb. You're gonna make a choice. And the rest is just nothing, but we do have a key, so we have to do Dark Cross, because we got a map there. And we also got a lamp, too. Oh, I didn't even notice that as well. That is an... Ugh, that's disgusting. So if you wanted to get up to, if you wanted to actually logically get Old Man, you had to go through Hyrule Castle, and no one wants to do that. And a Burna, which, okay, it's another invulnerability item, but we already have Cape, and we have a couple bottles on hand, so it's not like a big deal. Pretty One's heading over there though, so he'll get the lamp, hookshot, and glove. Now, sooner or later, Purdy One will either Odyssey or Purdy One will want to go up to Pod, because there is one more thing you could do in Pod. You can do stuff in Pod here. No bow or anything, but we will be able to get through more of the dungeon than you normally would in the vanilla game, or at least in the normal just no glitches settings. There was an item in the Hera basement. Okay, so as Felipe's pointing out, so. Hopefully, hopefully that will be fine. Yeah, and we do have all 3 medallions as well. Because we did find Bombos on the Hylia Island. We found the Ether medallion that was on the Mushroom spot, and Quake was I think it was on I believe it was on Paradox Cave. Yeah, I think it was Paradox Cave. It was really early, so I'll probably forget about it pretty soon. Yeah, Ozzy did see Bombos, but hasn't picked it up yet. There's a glove for Purdy One. Yeah, as our tracker, Semifinals. I'm sorry if I'm like butchering your name, but yeah, they're just the tracker is hungry. but just never got it. So Death 4 for prdwong. It's gonna be slow because of course it's gonna be slow. prdwong actually gonna go ahead and take that key and get the Burna here. Well, Osse101's going ahead for the big key chest. That's the piece of heart, and we're done here. No bow to clear Armos. So Osse101 will probably be heading to Pod next. Of course, Osse101 hasn't seen Graveyard Ledge or King's Tomb, so he'll get those along the way. And one thing too about I don't know if he's corrected his camera here, but actually looks like he is opting for something else. But you could what you could do is you could well, when you have your when you have your camera when you do that transition, your camera gets all screwed up, and you can actually get a hula hand from it. For activating the flute. All right, that's fine. I just noticed that Purdy's swiper sprite actually has a little mouse cursor from Dora. Oh, nice bow, on Bombo Sat. What that is honestly the most cutest thing I've ever seen. Looks like Osse101 didn't get the right position for picking up the big the bit slots rock. So it's gonna have to try again. With the flow, it's not a big deal. Osse101 has to. I think he's not. Doesn't. Okay, he's got it. Okay, must have not remembered the order you need to do to get that position. You have to buffer 1 frame up after you transition onto the top of Graveyard Ledge, and then you have to either it's up left. I think it's an up left down, or I think it's also up or down left or down up left or I think it's I don't know what I'm talking. I don't know what I'm talking about. I usually do up left down in my case, but I think it's something you can do something similar. You can do a different combination of buttons. I know up left down, so that's the one I'm going to be explaining mostly for that to work. Lots of up in either order before down. Okay, that's good. Thanks, Sleepy, for letting us know. So at this point, you either do Aga, which you need a sword for, which we don't. So I'm thinking, I have a sneaking suspicion that we're gonna go to Pod. Yeah, that was a bow on the Bombos tablet, and Bombos is coming up right now. I might try up down left to see if it works. Because I'm actually kind of curious myself. So looks like we're gonna have to go to the pod next, because that will have the sword for Dark World access through Aga, or the Moon Pearl. So we're gonna see a required Kiki skip. So what we're gonna see here is one way to do it, and it's called a Kiki Yeet. Although, or at least I thought it was gonna do a Kiki Yeet, instead of doing the hair clip here. There's a couple ways you can get up to here. Either you do it like you still go through the top like you normally do. I guess to check the tablet here, that's fine. I guess it's either you do so you can either do a Kiki Yates, which takes you, if you do a certain combination of stuff. I don't remember the actual order that it goes. Then that's a really unfortunate mini Moldarm. Or you just go the normal way and you just drop down to where the spot spits you out of when you fail the bomb jump on the Spike Rock. So we're now in pod, but we're in cave state. So the game gives us 255 keys, so that the display for the key count doesn't show up, and we use those 255 keys to unlock that door in the middle of pod. And now we are in pod proper because we actually corrected our dungeon's ID to be that of pod and not cave state. And we also make sure that we do not pick up that chest while we're in cave state, because it will set us back to the proper amount of keys, and we would be in quite a bit of trouble if that wasn't the key. So this is just pod. The rest is just regular old pod. Also, but because we use the key on the 255 keys, small keys that we got from cave states, we actually get to do a little bit more than you normally do when you're doing pod. So, yeah, the right side is still bow locked, but you're able to do stuff on the left side as well. So we need more keys here. Seems like Pretty One wants to go and do a mimic clip through here, or that, or a potion camera unlock. Well, he should probably, yeah, he has the stuff for a potion camera unlock, so he's gonna go and do that now. He's got a bottle, so he might as well use that while he's ahead. And now we can move forward. For whatever reason, if you move left while you're using a potion, the camera just gets unlocked, and moving all the game's logic states that that's hammer, by the way, Prince Vanilla. When you use the when all enemies are off the screen, it counts as that room being cleared. Just that's how the game's logic works, and don't question it. So we get a hammer. I don't like that hammer spot. So at this point, I think you just go ahead and do. You go ahead and you don't have a mirror to go over down to Village of Outcasts. Pretty much doing a hammer up, by the way, for 20 rupees. Ugh, that's an awful spot for that's. Does not feel good at all. So I think you're just gonna do Super Bunny here. So Pretty One has the French Vanilla Hammer, which again I hate that spot. I hate it so much. Although because of the fact that we're in Village of Outcasts, or at least we did Kiki skip. It's not as awful, but no glitches. So it was like, yeah, that's disgusting. Especially if it was Pendant Pod, which it wasn't. So we have Bunny now, and we're gonna do Super Bunny here. Actual proper Super Bunny. Also, we have a red crystal at Turtle Rock, 5/6s on Meyer and Skull. So we're actually going to do Super Bunny Cave as a bunny, which is why it's called Super Bunny to begin with. I don't think you're able to do that as a bunny. I mean, it sets it to be a link state if I'm remembering this right. When Super Bunny, because it doesn't set it to like bunny state. I think it's just set to like some form of link state, or maybe just link state as it is. Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow. Okay. So that was a hammer. So that was a Moon Pearl that was locked behind Kiki Skip, and also locked behind Super Bunny. That's disgusting. I love it though. It's good. And we get the mitts out of there too. Nice. Oh, that's amazing. Ah. All right, so we're doing Catfish DMT after all that. That's incredible. Oh, is that Boots? That's the bunny sprite? Yo, it is Boots. Nice. Catfish only having a piece of heart, by the way. Yeah, it was a Kiki skip at the pod for the hammer. That was French Vanilla, and that French Vanilla hammer led over to Super Bunny Cave, which had the Moon Pearl. That's great. Pretty One's gonna get the Moon Pearl right now, and it's just like, what? Why is that there? We're seeing Hype Cave as well, by the way. And Hype Cave's your typical Hype Caves. You don't have to worry about doing any more DMDs after this. After that Kiki, that Catfish DMD. Hype Cave is just, Hype Cave. Just boring, bland, full of nothing. Get 2 hearts out of it, though, so I guess that's a plus. Pretty much following the same route that Aussie did before, heading into Catfish, because since you're right here, after getting the mitts and your Moon Pearl there, there's no excuse not to go there. All right, we're going to see now Aussie heading into Dig Game. Party one actually changing the route a bit, going to GT. Yeah, GT, or not even just G. Yeah, this is GT because we have a hammer here. Because we need that hammer for the Moon Pearl. And Aussie heading over to Village of Outcasts because we're doing a series of up teleports there to get rid of Village of Outcasts without mitts. Although we have mitts on hand because of Hookshot Cave, but that's just a nice shortcut to have. Don't just save some time there. Get a key off of Bob's Torch. If only the Morph Ball was here in the Link to the Past by itself. And we're now going to see some hammer picks from Aussie's side. We do get a shield in the big key, the big key on Stalfos' room. Oops, that's a fall over there, but just gonna use the hookshot just to get over. I hate having to hit the hook. I hate hitting the switch when I'm over. Oh, nice mirror. Oh, that is. So that mirror is locked behind having to go doing Kiki skip, and also doing Super Bunny the way that was intended. And we get a pair of 50 rupees over on the treasure game. As Aussie's going to head into Thieves Town. It's Green Pen at Thieves Town. So let's see. We'll see if Aussie decides to bail out of the first 4 chests or not. With a hammer, I would be more inclined to clear this out. Because you'll get oh, there's the other bow. This time also just again locked behind that same chain. There's the big key. We're supposed to get that anyway in the first 4 chests. Okay, so does he up to Death Warp, or does he commit to doing the dungeon? Looks like he's committed to doing the dungeon, and I think this makes sense because you have the hammer on hand. You can get the green pendant to turn it in. Green Pendant Thieves Town is one of those cases where, as with most pendant dungeons in like those like pendant ice, pendant pod, it's better if you it depends on if you decide to go into it or you decide to just skip it out. It's a really hard call to make, especially in the case of Thieves Town. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Death Warping would cause a fake Dark World to happen. That's true. And with the mirror being in GT, that would be quite a mistake. prdwong opting to not climb. Although the option is there because you have the bow and you also have a fire source. Also, hello, SpeedGaming1 coming in with a party of 51. This is Hybrid Major Glitches. This is a tournament for the Link to the Past Randomizer. This is the first game of the, I believe, the first semifinals match between Osse101 and prdwong. We started off with, we have quite an interesting, a weird start. We had to get the hammer from a Kiki stamp. That was French vanilla, that was in the dark maze, a pod. And we need that, and we used that hammer to get into Super Bunny to get the Moon Pearl. And that Moon Pearl is locking a mirror and a bow in GT, which prdwong has. There is another bow, and that is on Bombo's tablet. And it all prompted this when we saw the lamp, gloves, and hookshot inside Hyrule Castle. So yeah, this is a garbage logic chain. But Osse is on the Thieves Town, the blind fight now. But Osse makes some good use of the hammer blind. Also, don't just ignore the fact that the blind's prdwong's rain was all glitchy. When the game that does it because the game doesn't expect you to come from that side of the dark world, for Meyer, for the rain animation to happen. So by either mirroring fluting over to 6 or entering a transition, entering something like Meyer, Meyer shed, it'll recorrect it to be the proper rain animation. Osse is looking like, Osse's gonna do the lumberjack DMD. Nice. So we're now on top of up here now. And this looks like this is going to be a play for Spike Cave. All right. I think next up is going to be GT for Osse. So he'll get the mirror and bow here. prdwong has the smith. Gonna go and turn that in. Interestingly, I believe Osse never went to turn in the smith. Just decided not to, because he came in from Hype Cave and clipped up to Village of Outcasts. To answer a question in the chat, the mirror is in GT left side. It is in the fire bar room. prdwong just gonna go ahead and leave the purple chest alone. So here's something different for prdwong compared to Osse. If he chooses a Death Warp if he chooses the Death Warp out of Thieves Town, he can correct his world state through the mirror. Because in order to fix what was considered fake fake Dark World, when you take a death warp, when if you take a death in the dark world without killing Aga, it puts you in fake dark world, and it'll tell if it's fake dark world if you hear the light world music playing. Any transition will cause you to be in the light world equivalent with the dark world palette still like mixed in. And the only way to correct it is if you use your mirror. That too, he's probably just mirroring out, but I mean, it's just the kind of situation. If he was a death warp for some reason, I like to refill health, then that would be the case. But I'm just kind of thinking, right? There's a death warp thing, and I forget that you can actually just mirror out without a problem. So, as far as actually green pendant thief sound is concerned, we don't know. There wasn't anything inside it, but there is the green pendant. So, if Aussie turns it in and it's something, and a pretty one doesn't go to finish blind, then that might be an interesting turn of events. Looks like Pretty One's going to go ahead and do this anyway. You get more action with Boots, the blue monkey from Dora the Explorer, because Pretty One is Swiper the Swiper. I think that's his name. He's a fox. Because you know what foxes are. They like to steal stuff. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I feel old knowing that I watched Dora when I was young. Anyway, oh, and Aussie's actually going to climb. So this is something that Pretty One didn't do. Wait, no. Did you ever watch Bear in the Big Blue House? Oh, I loved that show as a kid. It's really good. It was a really good show, and that Moon song always brought me to tears because it was like I didn't want to leave Bear at all, even if it's just for one episode. Alright, Aussie, just go ahead and start the climb. Oh, Blue's Clues was great too. Blue's Clues was amazing. I had a couple of Blue's Clues books as a kid. Oh my! Oh, don't, Hot Tub, please. Don't make me tear up because like that is. That is like something about how they wrote that song is like brings tears to my eyes every time. Even as an adult, when I was watching a video about Bear in the Big Blue House, and they put as near the end of the video, I straight up like almost I actually went into almost actually was tearing up because I was like, oh. Anyway, enough about the children's TV shows. Pretty One got the green pendants out of Thieves Town. Aussie's in Lambo too. And yeah, we're going in with only a hammer to our name. This will be one interesting Aga fight. Or wait, no. I don't think it. No. You need like a sorter. You need like a sorter, a bug net. For it to work, I'm maybe just entirely wrong. Maybe you can use the hammer. I doubt it. Bumper Ledge only has a piece of heart, so we're not going to clip it onto there yet. We're going into Skull Woods. prdwong looking. This is going to be Fire Rodless Crystal Skull Woods. It's not Starless now. Starless HMG would be quite a thing. Okay, doesn't despawn the sprites. That's good. If you go up the stairs when the door jingle happens, all sprites get despawned. You have to mirror it. You have to mirror out and try again. That's half magic to refill the magic bar. We get another heart. Okay, so prdwong is actually going to go ahead and just flew away. I don't believe we saw a pet check from prdwong. Alright, we're going to see what Boulder 2 has, because this is, oh, we're actually seeing, prdwong doing, Kiki skip here. Oh, nice sword! Nice sword in Moldorm 2. Oh, this seed is just mean. This seed is just mean, because I mean, the hammer in the Moon Pearl is one thing, but to have your first sword on Moldorm 2 chest, that is just disgusting. Not to mention that your mirror and bow was also locked behind that chain. But Ozzy gets it done. Oh, that would be really. That would have been really. I don't know what would happen if Aussie didn't get that sword. Probably would have just stayed quit out. prdwong's heading over to. Oh, there's even a sword there too. What's going on? Wow. Okay. So we get the silver arrows now. We're going to see Helma just hammer. So Aussie does not take any chances. It's going to go straight over to get that silver arrows. He knows it. He knows where it is. Both players know where it is. You may as well grab it. And it's just the fire right away from go mode. Oh yeah, the bow's there too. I mean, that's the bow is available. You can either use your hammer to do a bit more damage, or just shoot eight shots at him. They did to answer a question in chat. Aussie had read the book, read the Bombos tablet before without a sword, and they knew about the silver arrows. And there wasn't a pet check, no. But even then, Pet would have been dead because you have Turtle Rock as a pendant. And Skull Woods is you need the fire rod to clear Skull Woods. So we're going. So we get prdwong did strike first blood while I wasn't looking. prdwong heading into now heading to do the other part of the Podcaster combo. Going to do Armos Knights while Aussie making quick work. Blinking, you'll miss it. There was another crystal lit up, and that is Aussie's first. Yeah, we knew from earlier that that Lambo would have to have a map because we saw both islands were in the front of they were in the front of desert. Fire on a Colsair, I can see it. You have bombos. You have bombos. You can go into there, and you also have mitts, so you can go through the proper way, not the fun way. I am really disappointed to see that, but because the mitts being hit on Hookshot Cave is just ugh. And yeah, there's just before Aussie had ended up clearing clearing Aga 2 without having any crystals, because you can do GT without any crystals. You just gotta clip into it. We're going into Mire now. Reverse boss order. I mean, it kind of is. Oh, there's a nice rod too. Wow. Okay. I guess that may lead up to Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock can have the fire rod. Just it can't be on Trinex or the roller room. Go ahead and turn to the green pendant here for prdwong. It's just bombs. And there's the fire rod. There's go mode. Wow. In about just under an hour and 2 minutes. This honestly really routed this well, despite the fact that we had a really awkward Moon Pearl that was Kiki skip locked and also proper Super Bunny locked. Who would have thunk? I mean, all things considered, that actually was not a bad That's unfortunate. prdwong was trying to use the blue potion to fill up, but I think he had the rock above him anyway, so he couldn't do it. I think. So after Aussie's done with Mire, we're gonna go and see the two big clips of major glitches. That is Bio to Hera and Hera to Swamp. So we're gonna be moving around to the EG map, or the exploration glitch map. All the dungeons and all the caves are all linked together as one big map, with the exception of a couple other, with the exception, can't talk, of a handful of different a handful of map of caves, I think, and it just so happens that the room where the Harapot is at is below the below the bottom room of the room where you use the torches for the cutscene chest. So we clip through that. Ooh, classic DMD. Or classic spooky, rather. Yeah, that's like the only way you can. That's the only way you can set up spooky in major glitches, by doing that, or at least in glitch modes, by doing the classic spooky. You don't have the luxury of setting up the glitch using a flute and mitts. I mean, honestly, could do that. Could also do that, but I mean, what's the fun in that in major glitches? We like to see the classic, the classic spooky. All right, so I guess to be fair, Aussie had ended up going into desert and then flew to 6 afterwards. So we had to set it up that way. So yeah, Aussie's going to head back into Mire. So it's just the Parapot's room with the fairies just so happens to be below the bottom room of the torch room to move open the wall for a cutscene chest, and we could use that. We could clip into that to get over to Hera while we're still in the Mire state, because our dungeon ID is still Mire. And then what we'll see is, I believe he does have it. He did move open the yeah, there we go. He did move open the wall, because if you're gonna do that instant clip, you actually have to move the wall. So here is here's Here to Swamp. Again, the room where you flood open the water switch, the first water lever, is just happens to be below the. Ooh, we're actually seeing a different method of this. Okay, which just looks like we're just gonna do this the clip way. Yeah, it just so happens to be that room happens to be the part below the the room with the big chest. So we clip into here. So now into Swamp while we're still in Mire state. So now we have, well, of course, if we're going from Mire, we have to keep a key. We have to keep a key because we have to save one key. And by using that same key, we have to unlock all the key doors, because Swamp, it won't guarantee that you get the Swamp small in the first chest of Swamp now. So the fire rod is just pretty much just picked up. It was on the bridge chest, but the sword was in Moldarn 2 chest. So yeah, we now have Aussie going through Swamp with all the key doors unlocked necessary to get over to the arena. And we have to leave the dungeon so that we can so that our dungeon ID is now swamp and not mire. So this is a go mode swamp. No matter if it's glitched modes or not, you always like to see it. You always like to see a go mode swamp. Pod and Eastern can be go moded. Skull is also go moded, and also Ice is go moded. Icebreaker. Yeah, this is going to be one. This pretty much just going to be autopilot for Aussie. This is his race to lose. prdwong has to go up to Molder up the tower to do Molder 2. Now, prdwong, I don't. If he decides to go, if he decides to go, if he decides to go in the swamp after this play is over, and he gets bailed out here, if he gets bailed out through a sword, I believe prdwong did climb up the tower, because if not, then oh dear. That Argus fight was really good, yeah. Aussie getting the third crystal. Okay, so Aussie is going to go ahead and do a mirror clip to go into ice. This is kind of risky. This is kind of risky. He has a chance to hard lock. Ouch. Yeah, he's not. To reset. This transition will go on forever until you reset the console. So what he was trying to do was he was trying to go into ice from here, and he wanted to make sure he didn't want to get hard locked here. There is a chance to hard lock during this. And because of the way that Aussie had ended up trying to do this, he's stuck here internally. Yeah, so what Malmo's explained to was, if you clip I'm gonna take this verbatim. If you clip too high to the wrap spot, you can land yourself on the transition wrong, and that's what happened. He landed on the Aussie landed on the wrong side of the transition. I don't know what his last save was. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Is that hard lock might have costed it, but I don't know. I don't know if this is what happened. If this is like, ugh. Yeah, it's that's kind of the trouble when it comes to, that's like the one thing you have to worry about when you're playing major glitches. Just, like, there's a chance you hard lock, and this transition will happen. Like, for this kind of hard lock, where your screen is transitioned over and over and over again, you're stuck here until you reset the console. I have not seen I have not seen an FF from Aussie. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to say I don't know if he saved after getting the fire out of Meyer or what. Okay, so there's I just looked looked back. He does actually end up forfeiting. Yeah, I feel it doesn't feel good to forfeit considering you hard locked and you lost like so much progress. And that's like kind of the thing when if you hard lock and you haven't saved for so long, you lose so much progress. And it was looking really good for Aussie as well because he ended up getting Goma before prdwong, and he got his Master Sword on Moldarm 2, or he got his first sword on Moldarm 2, and then he got his Master Sword off of Pyramid Ledge. And it doesn't feel good like knowing that you may have lost, like if you hard lock, you reset the console, you lose so much progress. And that's the thing too, and that's the thing too. prdwong still hasn't gotten the Master Sword yet. I don't know if he is. I don't know if he's climbed Aga2, or at least went up the tower, and to fight Aga2. I think he's heading there now, but yeah, and then Aussie's timer stopped too. He's pretty much has like said, "Yeah, this is over." Like he's I hard locked, and this is like I can't recover from here. And he even shut up his even shut up his Super Nintendo as well. Yeah, and it just it doesn't, and again, it just that feeling that yeah, you might have felt invincible. Oh yeah, he lost the fire rod. He lost the fire rod bow mirror, no less. He lost, yeah, that is quite, and he even lost all the crystals too. Oh, that is just unfortunate. Also, we're joined by Aussie. GG. I've been talking about this a long time. It just does not feel like good hard lock.
Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah, and I know what you were trying to do next. You were going to head into ice, and you were going to do a mirror wrap, but you hit. I think you hit the. We were talking about this. Oh, wow. Okay. So the two swords that there's 3 swords in GT. Oh my, wow. Okay.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was on the right side.
I was putting off GT until I got a sword, but then it was like always the best option, so I went up swordless.
Yeah, and I mean, you got bailed out through Moldarm 2, which is nice, and just it's unfortunate that that hard lock happened.
Yeah, like I'm confident in the trick. It's just I've been a little off on my glitches today, it seems.
Yeah, and it happens to the best of us, and I wouldn't put it against you for the hard lock. I've had a hard lock before as well, and it happens like to literally everyone who plays glitch modes.
Yeah, I've had it happen in speedruns, but I don't know if I've had it happen in a race. Yeah.
I know I know I had it in a, I happened to be in a race as well, and that was during the mentor tournament that happened, the overworld glitches mentor tournament that happened last year. I actually lost it was just I saved quit, and I was on swamp heading over to ice. Ended up getting the phantom diagonal on my 8-bit dough, doing a flipper wrap. I hardlock, and I lose up until swamp, and that costed me the race. And just like, yeah, and it just does not. It never feels good to hardlock.
I also felt like I was gonna be really behind in this, especially after my thieves clear. But then, looking at the restream, it seems he did the same thing. So maybe it would have been close.
Yeah, prdwong did it. Did his Thieves Town play after not just right directly after you, but he did it later on after you did it, after you cleared it. To answer a question in the chat about the hard lock, he ended up hitting. Actually, I think it was just a thumb. I think he ended up. He clipped in the diagonal too high and just ended up on a bad part of the transition and on the wrong side.
Yeah, like that's one that I haven't failed in that way, so I didn't know how it'd react. I was just trying to jump down or walk down from the ledge, but I was up too close to the transition.
Yeah, and I was noticing I saw that happen when, and I was knowing what you're gonna do next. Just that it's unfortunate that it ended up being too high on the transition there. So, I guess we'll talk about prdwong now. prdwong now heading over towards Molten 2 with those 2 swords in hand. That is incredible. That there's like 3 swords of GT there.
Oh, which chest had the swords? It wasn't Power Room, was it?
It was Compass Room.
Yeah, so 2 in Compass.
Yeah, 2 in Compass. And doesn't need to get that tempered sword because he already has tempered or doesn't get the gold sword from Molten 2 because he already has tempered sword. Doesn't really need that extra bonus. The reason why he forfeit was he ended up hard locking on attempting to do the ice clip. Was all his progress from including all the crystals that he picked up and the GT clear.
Yep, the seed was kind of interesting otherwise.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Seed was kind of interesting. Like, didn't have much in Light World. Then we got funneled to Pod, just so we can get the hammer for Super Bunny.
Yeah, I was commenting on it. That was just like a really disgusting. It was really disgusting. Where that Moon Pearl is that interesting but disgusting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and it led to the midst too, just like directly like right next to it, which is like even more disgusting.
Yeah, and then even at that point, it puts us pretty close to go mode, really. Like,
yeah,
we knew where the bow was on bombos, so it's just fire rod and swords, I think.
Yeah, it pretty much was. because you had all 3 medallions. Yeah, you had all 3 medallions after, like, because it was so early. It's about like just before 15 minutes, like just like a little before 15 minutes. There was the Bombos that was on the Highly Island. Then there was Ether on Mushroom Spot, and I'm remembering Quake was on Paradox Cape, if I remember this right.
And then Quake was the important one.
Yeah, and Quake was the only thing you really needed from those, because Turtle Rock was a pendant. And even then, you don't even need like the Bombos for Turtle Rock, considering there's major glitches. You can just clip into Turtle Rock without a problem. All right, so going through Spooky, I'm gonna do Spooky here because that was ended up doing the setup where it's from flute and mitts, the NMG way. All right, gonna head for the Vitreous fight. Just gonna go and do the spins and some silver out shots. It's just one shot, one kill on the on those. A pretty easy Vidi fight. Also, had the same thing too. But yeah, it just doesn't feel good to just forfeit, like to have or not to. It just doesn't feel good at hard luck and lose all your progress, and like that much progress. It just really doesn't. And it was looking like it was a fun match too, considering all the stuff that happened. Okay, so we're going to flute away. We're going to 3 Skull Woods. I want to bet that prdwong will want to take the safe route and then clear ice, because they did clear swamp. And we don't have prdwong's feed isn't going to be usable, so we're hearing just the soundtrack to the game. In case anyone was wondering. All right, prdwong, gonna go ahead and open up. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Skullwoods entrance. The Skullwoods back. And okay, prdwong now is gonna go clear Mothula. I'm curious if prdwong will either want to do the clip, the mirror wrap, or the flipper wrap, or just takes the safe route and uses the mitts. Personally, I'd play it safe and just do the mitts and flippers. I'd only do it if I actually. I would only do the flipper wrap or the mirror wrap, preferably the flipper wrap, if I didn't have the mitts at the time. And I know you don't really. Sometimes you might not need the. You may need the flip. You don't have flippers at the time. You know, like the mirror wrap. But also to answer a question in the chat, Osse ended up hard locking, losing all the crystals that he picked up, which was 3 at the time, and also lost the progress that was on GT. It was through a hard lock. He was attempting to go to ice, do a mirror wrap, and ended up hitting the transition wrong. So it just it caused him to hard lock infinite screen transition. So prdwong played it safe. Is doing the flip flippers and mid silver. And honestly, I think I think it was the safer call. If I had known my if I'd known my opponent was going to ice and they had hard locked, losing that much progress, I would have played it safe. I mean, no offense to Osse by any means. No, I mean, I mean, both runners are really good. Or wait. Osse ended up hard locking, hitting the ice. Hit the transition run on doing a mirror wrap. It was an infinite scroll and hard lock. He lost both Mire, Swamp, and I also think he also lost Desert as well. I think when before his stream cutout, I saw he didn't have any he didn't have his crystals, any of the crystals he got. And yeah, it's unfortunate for that to happen. Like it doesn't feel good to lose so much time. It was Desert Thieves, Swamp, Mire, and also GT Ride too. Because he also did clear Thieves Town after like without saving and quitting. Right. Yeah, again, it just doesn't. It is not. It is never a good feeling to lose so much time, and with a hard lock, and that's just the danger of. It is a pretty big danger if for Major Glitches, the risk of hard locking your game. I mean, yeah, we know about the hard lock. That's when you in the vanilla game, through fake flippers, where an infinite skull lock can happen, which is fixed for the randomizer, and it is still the case with the glitch modes in randomizer. But it's just those other glitches that require that have those precarious. That does if you had lost like that two dungeons, just from a hard lock, that pretty much is just that. Yeah, this is over. Like, there's no way you can come back from that. It just does not feel good. All right, prdwong's on the gaining flight now, and it just doesn't feel good. So if he does finish to clear Ganon, this prdwong will take game 1 in the semifinals bracket, and this is like a horrible way to start, like a horrible way to start the semifinals, like through a hard lock. It feels it just does not feel good. The reason why Aussie forfeit is that he ended up hard locking on a mirror transition. I'll look at the schedule to make sure I know if there's any more matches after this. But that is going to be Ganon dead. Also, I don't know what's going on here. prdwong taking the win. 1:35.10 is the official time. Yeah, this will be game that prdwong's going to take game 1, and it just again it's Okay, so there isn't any more matches coming up. Any more matches today after today. There will be another match tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The end of this. As far as the schedule is concerned, they're currently for SpeedGaming as a whole. Currently, it's about coming up in just a little bit. There is going to be a daily race spoiler open, so players will get a spoiler log. They'll peruse through the spoiler log, and then they will make a route and then just execute on it. Currently going on right now, there is a co-op tournament matchup where it is, I think it's MM2 Nest Cartus and Farflu versus Black Attack and Fred Coughlin. It's on SpeedGaming 1. And then after on the same channel here on SpeedGaming 2, there's going to be a Ori and the Blind Forest randomizer match, and then New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Luigi U 90% tournaments on SpeedGaming 3. And here's prdwong.
GG's.
Yeah, and I know you. It doesn't feel good. I know you. I don't know how to describe this. It's just like having to win when on a hard lock from your opponent. Just I don't think it feels good.
Yeah, I'll have to see what happened. I'm assuming I was at least a little behind at that point, though.
Yeah, you were. You hadn't went the GT to climb up. Yeah, when Aussie did. And what happened was Aussie ended up was trying to go for a mirror wrap for the ice, but he clipped too high, ended up hitting the transition wrong, and caused a hard lock.
And he was already in go mode at that point, right?
No.
Oh, I'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, I felt super behind.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like if anything else happened, that would have been Aussie's race to lose, and just that scenario happening is just I feel bad. I feel bad having to to talk to you personally about it but and also I'll say about it too when it all happened. Yeah. I will say though the seed was pretty amusing for me because there was the hammer French vanilla, Kiki skip locked, but then which led to the Moon Pearl, Super Bunny. Just I got a good kick out of that.
Yeah, I totally last location that, and it took me actually a little while to figure out where am I supposed to go.
Yeah, Aussie also ended up last location that one too. So they just both you and Aussie were kind of like funneled into doing Kiki skip, and then doing eventually ending up doing Super Bunny from there.
Yeah, when I went into pot, I was like, oh, probably Aussie is ahead of me because he didn't do Eastern. But finding the Pearl and Super Bunny, I was like, oh, this is pretty easy to last location.
Yeah, and then the mitts following shortly after that, which is like the icing on the cake for that. It's just like right next to each other. Because now you actually have more stuff to do over in the Dark World.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it feels bad, but hopefully the next race will be better.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully, I'll see. Well, I'm hoping. Hopefully, you two will still have a good matchup as well. Yeah, just unfortunate to that unfortunate circumstances happening. That's really all I gotta say about it.
Yeah, it should be a good matchup. Like, he's really good, and I mean, obviously he has really good NMG and RMG times, so it's gonna be an uphill battle for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna count you out, obviously. I mean, you two are good rounds in and of themselves, and you definitely should, and chat should definitely follow you two as well. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, wrap up here. Feel free to do so.
Yeah, well, thanks for doing the commentary, and Sammy Mess for tracking.
Yeah, no problem. I'd be glad. I'm glad to help out whenever the situation comes. But yeah, so that should be it for now. So directly after this match, we're going into Ori and the Blind Forest randomizer. It'll be a preliminary match against Turtle Guy and Ernest. So if you like Ori and the Blind Forest, see it randomized, feel free to stick around. Other than that, shout outs to both Aussie and prdwong for putting on a good performance, even if the outcome wasn't good, was really unfortunate. And also shout outs to both shout outs to the tournament organizers for putting this on. I had a lot of good fun doing it myself. Again, you definitely should definitely give a follow to Sam Mamis for tracking this. And of course, I'm Professor Renderer. I was still the comment this one for tonight. But with that being said, coming up after this is Ori and the Blind Forest randomizer. So stick around if you want to watch that. If not, then have a good night, and we'll see you then.